What's going on, guys? My name is Captain Sharky. I'm a professional fishing guide out of Galveston, Texas. I've been fishing for the last 10 years professionally and absolutely loving every second of it. I specialize in anything from trout, redfish, flounder, all the way to tuna, wahoo, swordfish, you name it. But today we're going to be focusing in on the jetties. So there's three baits that I really like to use when fishing the jetties. Number one is going to be a blue crab. Man, these blue crab are fantastic. They're hardy baits. They release a lot of scent and seem to catch a lot of big redfish and big drum. Next is going to be our mullet. Man, that's a good one right there. These things release a lot of oil. They're also really hardy baits as well, and you can hook them right here through the skull, and that's really going to increase the time that bait can sit on the hook without, getting picked off by the smaller bait fish. But man, we've caught a lot of nice trophy fish on that mullet as well. Now, year-round bait right here, the live shrimp. Man, we have caught everything from trout, redfish, flounders. You're talking about Spanish mackerel, sheep's head, you name it, you could catch it on this shrimp. And just if I was on a deserted island and I had one piece of bait that I could catch fish with, you best believe I'm breaking out the live shrimp. So next we have rigging up the live shrimp. Now, a really good cheat for rigging up this shrimp and ensuring that he stays alive while he's out there on that hook is, sometimes I hold it up to the sun. You see those black 2 marks right there in that head shell? What we're gonna do is we're gonna put this hook right in between those 2 black marks. And you're gonna go in through one side, out through the other, and that will ensure that shrimp stays alive. You're not puncturing through anything vital there. As long as you don't go through those 2 black dots right there in the head, he stays alive and flopping, and you'll have a great chance at catching the fish you want. So next we have our mullet here, and this is a great bait because you get 3 different baits out of this fish. My very favorite portion of this fish to use is going to be the head chunk. For whatever reason, I have a theory behind it. It's just got most of the good meat and the good scent right there in the head. As gross as it sounds, it's just the best, absolute best part of this fish to use in my opinion. And what I like to do is I like to come back about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the back of this, right here where his gill plate is and right behind this pectoral fin. And that way you're leaving a good chunk of meat on there. If you cut it up like this, I find that the crab and the piggy perch and all those bait fish can pick out and clean this head out a lot quicker. So I like to leave 1 inch or 2 of meat right there, cut it all the way through. Just like that, guys. Look at that. Next is going to be this midsection body cut right here. It's going to give us a great bait as well. And last, I'm going to cut this tail off just like so. Boom. So there's our 3 baits right there, looking nice and pretty out of this mullet. Now let's show you how to get them onto a hook. For this mullet head first, what I like to do is I like to go in right here through the eye, and they've got a really, really tough skull here. So we're going to go in through the eye, about halfway in with that hook here, and we're going to pop that hook right through the top of their head, just like so. And man, that's a really, really durable part of that fish there. And you can have a lot of piggy perch or a lot of different bait fish trying to steal this bait off this hook, and it just doesn't happen because it's hooked so well right there going through the top of that head. Next, we have the midsection. How do we hook these nice chunks of mullet right here? So the first thing to note is you don't just want to hook this at a random spot down here on the lower belly, because this meat down here is a lot more thin and fragile than your thicker stuff right here at the top. So the key thing here is to really go through this mid bone right here that runs all the way down the fish. You can see that cartilage stacked up in there, and it's a really great thing to get this all the way through that center cartilage, and you can sometimes actually hear it as you're going through that cartilage. You can definitely feel it right there. It broke through that cartilage, and then you're gonna follow up pushing that circle hook all the way through, just like so. And man, that thing is on there really, really nice because we went through that center tough part of the meat there, right there, and it ain't coming off the hook until there's a big fish on it. So let's get this blue crab prepped to go on your hook and catch a big fish. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take these claws, we're gonna twist and break them off the body. So here's the first one, and here is the second one right here. Now, we don't want to throw these away because those are going to come in really, really handy here in a little bit. Next thing you want to do is you can either use your thumb or you can use a knife. If you use a knife, be really careful. We're just going to slide this in right there through that back rear leg of the crab. We're going to push down right here on the top of the knife, and with our other hand, we're going to lift up on this point. Just like so. And what that's going to do is remove the top layer, the top shell from that blue crab. So now that we have the top layer of this crab removed, you can actually take your finger and stir some of this stuff up around in there. And what that's doing is just releasing all this oil, and then you could take this shell and throw it down into the water wherever you're going to fish, and it releases a bunch of scent and kind of acts as like a fish call and chum. So that really is an awesome tip that you can use when fishing with this blue crab here. Next thing, let's get this crab ready to go on your circle hook. You're going to take that knife out, and we're going to push straight down right here in the middle of the crab. Very carefully, we're pushing straight down on that knife, and that's going to break him open just like so. So now that we remove that top shell, you've got all this great meat exposed here, and this will really help those fish smell it out and find the bait quick for a really quick and good bite. So here's a secret and the #1 reason we did not throw away the crab claws. These act as awesome bait. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this crab claw, lay it down on something, and you're going to take a pair of pliers and you're going to hit and actually crack open that claw just like so. That's going to help with the releasing of some scent, and you don't want to break that claw completely in half. You want to just leave that meat exposed just like so. So whenever you're casting, that current is going to take that scent out and call those big fish in. Now to hook this claw, you see that main joint, that main ligament right there. And what you want to do is pinch this claw together like so, and you're going to take your circle hook, you're going to run it down right in that joint of the claw just like so. And that is super hard there. It's super hardy, durable, and you can cast that out without any worries of something just swimming up and pulling that bait off. So now that we have our crab claw on that hook, we're going to use this circle and drive it through one of those, kind of similar right there in the joint spot of the claw. We're going to kind of do the same thing here. We're going to run that circle hook right through one of those little leg joints right there. And you want to be careful not to be aggressive about this, because the smaller you could keep this hole, the better shot that that bait is going to stay onto the hook there. Now, really cool, this claw actually acts as an insurance policy. So when that big old drum or big redfish comes up and grabs this, if they're lucky enough to get that big old chunk of crab off, guess what? They're greedy down there. They're always going to come back and try to get that claw off. And when they do, you're going to get the hook set on them, because you can't physically pull that claw when you got it hooked through that joint there. And they're always going to come back, and you're going to have a really increased chance of catching that trophy fish you're looking for.
So now that you guys know how to rig the blue crab, let's show you it in action.
Keep on there. There he is. So we've got our bite. He's been playing with the bait for a minute now. We've done our 3 cranks to tighten the drag, and as I feel the tension of him pulling down, I set up like that, and we are hooked up, baby. Nice fish on here. Hit the crab bait. Either gonna be a big old monster drum or a big old redfish. Either way, definitely a nice fish on. I'm used to reeling with my left hand. This is a righty setup for our customers, but we're gonna make it happen. Here it comes, big old giant drum. Holy smokes, guys. We're not trying to man power this fish in. We want to be pretty gentle with it. Keep it away from the motors. Woo, there he goes, eating line. Very nice drum here. 1, 2, 3. And that is how you catch a monster drum right there, guys. Beautiful fish. He's got a little gold tint to him, but he did exactly what we wanted. Look at this other one getting picked up. Go ahead, Gabe. Tighten that drag. He's running with it. Set it. Hooked up, baby. Doubled up action. Outcast Charters. Woo! Found the spot. Got the right bait. Casted it out. We're hooked up again. Let's get it. So we casted out a few mullet, chunks of mullet, and a few blue crabs. But man, these fish have seemed to zone in on the blue crabs. And so that's the bait of choice here. And we doubled up, man. We haven't been here for more than 5 minutes. Casted 5 rods out. And a good double up action on some big fish. You can't beat it. Oh, buddy, that's a freaking tank.
That's a tank right
Look at that crab, guys. Look at that crab hanging right out of its mouth. Exactly did the job that we wanted to do. Comes into the boat, nice and easy set down. And that is a trophy drum right there, guys. Look at that thing, barely even fits in the net. All right, guys, just landed these 2 beautiful, massive Texas trophy size drum here. They bit on the crab. They did exactly what we wanted them to, man. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Now this fish, over 30 inches, has to go back into the water. These are great breeding fish, so we're gonna be really gentle and make sure that these guys get a good kick when we do release them. So that pretty much sums up everything you need to know about jetty fishing to be able to get out on the water and have a successful trip. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate. Leave them in the comment section below. We want to be able to answer those for you guys. Stay tuned for many more videos like this in the near future. And if you guys want to come out and catch a monster fish with us at Outcast Charters, hop on outcastfishingcharters.com and get booked up and hooked up. We'll see you on the next video. Ow!